Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
One of the things that we've been watching the last couple of days, as I mentioned, would be probably a rise in some of the pollen count, and that has happened. In fact, watch this. First time we've seen so far this season. Oh, looky there. Grass pollen is up back in the high category at around a 28. Well, that doesn't really mean much. That's on the low end of basically where it could be. But still, it is an indication the grass season starting to take over, and that is likely going to be the case over the next couple of days. Now, the good news is that we'll slowly start to back temperatures off. And that'll kind of keep things from getting all sort of futzed around. If you get out in your car the last couple of days, you've noticed you've had a nice little layer of pollen on across that. Nice, get some showers to maybe wash that off so you don't have to run through the car wash. Those will be in the forecast as well. We'll get into that in a second. 72 in Corvallis, 75 in Eugene. A much more comfortable 82 down in Roseburg versus the 97 record-setting heat yesterday. Same thing out in Newport. 50s today, upper 80s yesterday. You can see the influence of that cooler ocean air moving in. And again, with this big area of low pressure generated, we've got another low offshore here. It's real hard to pick up. It's out there. I drew it on one of our other bigger maps so you can see where it is, but it is pushing some of this cloud cover in. This is some of the high cirrus clouds we've seen, sort of that kind of filtered sunshine look all day today. If you've even noticed, there's been a little halo around the sun that's refracting off of the ice crystals, an indication it's those high cirrus clouds, which is basically all just ice crystals. Also, kind of an old wives' tale, let you know, that means we've got some not so good weather coming in the next couple of days, which we'll get to here in just a second. All right, so there's the marine layers slowly backing in as it works its way into the valleys by early tomorrow morning. We move the clock in through tomorrow afternoon. Should see that kind of filter on out, with the exception of the central coast. Probably sit under overcast skies most of the day. Overnight tonight, we'll go with just a few clouds across parts of the inland areas. We'll see the morning fog tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon, some changes. There's our high starting to squish southward and eventually drifting eastward, which will help the firefighters down in Southern California. There's the big low that's generating a lot of activity. There's a little smaller one there that we're watching. This is the one that's kind of pushing some of the cloud cover onshore now. It's not strong enough that it'll bring showers, but as that bigger one gets closer to us, we'll start to see some of those popping up as we get in towards our Saturday afternoon and evening forecast. So there's the bulk of it offshore. We'll see the first showers moving through right around, I'd say, just a couple of hours before dinner time Saturday, and then on and off as we go all the way through your Sunday forecast. So cloudy to start, partly sunny tomorrow afternoon. Again, cooler, much cooler in the last couple of days at the coast. A refreshing break from the heat across the Umpqua, as highs will be around 75 in Elkton, 78 in Myrtle Creek. In the Cascades, Santiam and Willamette Pass will be in the low 60s, mostly sunny and cooler. As you get out in Central Oregon, we'll be looking at temperatures in the mid to low 70s. And here across the Willamette Valley, around 73 to 75, a nice looking late spring afternoon. And then showers back Saturday afternoon along the coast, Sunday and Monday. Then warming up again. Look at that, back into the upper 60s by Wednesday and Thursday. In the Umpqua Basin, we'll be at around 77 tomorrow, mid 60s for the weekend, but back to the 80s by late next week. Cascades, 60s tomorrow, some wintry mix as we go towards your Sunday forecast in the 40s. As Matt mentioned, longest roller coaster ride in the history of the world continues here across most of the Willamette Valleys. Will go from the 70s to the 60s, back to the 70s again, and sunny skies as we get into next week.
Up and down and up and down.
That's the way it's been for 2 weeks now, 3 weeks almost.
Doesn't really matter, you can't get off.
That's true.